Greetings fellow gamers, it is no big secret that I greatly enjoy boomer shooters, and I always look up with juicy levels of excitement when a new retro style shooter comes out. And about 2 years ago, I was sponsored by Fulcrum Publishing and Byte Barrel to review their new retro shooter, Forgive Me Father. The game was actually super awesome, amazing art style, fun gameplay, great levels of difficulty, and absolutely insane metal soundtrack. So in October last year, they released early access of Forgive Me Father 2, which I streamed and had a lot of fun with, but now on my birthday of October 24, Forgive Me Father 2 is officially releasing itself from the chains of early access, and I guess Fulcrum liked my review of the first game so much that they're now once again summoning me from the swamps to sponsor a review of their new game. And since you are here watching this video, that means I accepted their offer, because you guessed it, I actually think Forgive Me Father 2 is a really good game, and it deserves your attention. Therefore, let's get to that sweet, sweet content. The second game is surprisingly very different from the first one. Instead of being a continuous campaign, it now has a hub world in the form of an insane asylum. Instead of the different power-ups you had, you now only have one dark tome that you can customize in the hub to your liking. There is no longer a leveling system and a tech tree, and you can no longer upgrade your weapons with diverging branches. Instead, you now have a lot more weapons to choose from, and you can customize your 6 weapon slots in the hub at any time. You can no longer choose between the priest and the journalist, and now the story is fully focused on the priest's point of view instead. And finally, the lantern is gone, and it is replaced with a proper old flashlight that you need to constantly yank back and forth for it to work. It may sound annoying, and I would agree if the animation and the sounds weren't so satisfying. It makes you just want to keep yanking it like a damn fidget toy. Man, it's satisfying! Now let's talk about the game itself. We are back where we left off with the Priest's Winter Arc adventures in Forgive Me Father 1. Long story short, without giving much of any spoilers, you're a priest confined to an insane asylum with a weird voice in your head guiding you, as you fight your way through the horde of scientific Cthulhu cultists during early 20th century while trying to maintain your sanity. You fight octopus soldiers, zombies, crazed inmates, big messy blobs of tentacles, snails, and a lot of other creatures with 21 enemy variants in total. The gameplay feels like a classic boomer shooter, with fast-paced shooting action, loud, impactful, and satisfying weapons, quick weapon switching, and a very welcome headshot mechanic. There are a lot of weapons and each serve their purpose. Since now the player gets to choose what weapon to bring, you have to involve a lot of strategy into your planning, as you want to make sure that your arsenal is optimal for all situations. For example, I kinda cucked myself once by only bringing close quarter weapons, as I instantly got punished by the next level, which had a lot of long range engagements. You get a melee slot, a handgun slot, a shotgun slot, an automatic weapon slot, an explosive slot, and finally an exotic slot. Some of the weapons are your standard conventional firearms, such as a revolver, a pistol, shotgun, or assault rifle, while other weapons are just pure eldritch horrors. You also get a previously mentioned dark tome, which is basically a power-up you can activate anytime you've done enough killing. Now what the power-up actually does is up to you, as you have 3 slots to equip with either dark tome powers or general passive abilities that don't require the tome, but do take its slots. You get to play through multiple chapters with completely different locations and themes, with there being 23 levels in total on release, with 4 boss fights. The chapters are very colorful and unique in appearance, with lots of memorable locations, my favorite one being the ancient Egyptian level that was very out of nowhere. The environments also look gorgeous. I was surprised by the level of creativity and detail of these levels, especially when compared to the first game, which didn't particularly have a big variety of level visuals. Some of the levels are literally mesmerizing, especially the botanical garden. It's literally something straight out of Prince of Persia. I of course finished the game on expert difficulty because how could I not? And I can safely say that the game is pretty challenging, and I definitely died a whole lot, which is ideally what you want from a game's hardest difficulty. The game took me about 9 to 10 hours to finish on expert, but keep in mind the game also has New Game Plus mode, so there's plenty more replayability to go with. The game has all the retro shooter classic features such as the hidden collectibles, percentages of level completion, colorful keys, and ability to replay any level at any time. The sound design is very solid, the voice acting is great, and you know where the game sure as hell didn't disappoint? The meta metal soundtrack by Team Fialka is back and it's glorious. The visuals are strongly inspired by comic books, and the result is very unique and appealing. The game sure isn't perfect though, as there is some bugs here and there, the first couple of levels are kinda slow, and I actually despise the fucking mushroom level, as it provides nearly no room to dodge the enemy projectiles, but none of that changes the fact that the game is just a whole lot of fun. In conclusion, if you love boomer shooters, if you enjoy the comic book art style, if you love fast-paced combat, and a fan of the cultic theme, this game is for you. Thank you for watching this quick review, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Now have a good one. A very special thanks to Rex Absol, Gook, Corny, Random Guy, Magister Generalis, Nunya Bidness, Shmovik, Sensei, and Putty Rumpel for being a Tier 4 Brolig member. I love you.